Hey everybody, it's Allie. So I wanted to come to you from actually being in Anchorage, Alaska right now because I just cannot seem to stop thinking and worrying about everything that's happening with the California wildfires, all the people who have lost their lives and are missing, all the companion animals who were not able to get out and still may be trapped, maybe they're injured, or all the ones that have died, and all the wildlife that got trapped and just could not get out. And it really got me thinking about when we feel helpless because of a traumatic situation. And even though many of us are not in this situation, we are empathetic and we resonate with what's going on, and it can actually start creating problems for us. We can start getting intrusive imagery in our minds, really starting to take on the vicarious trauma by imagining and putting ourselves in the situation of these people and animals. And when we do that, because we are compassionate and we have big loving hearts, and we just feel so badly when this stuff happens, it can actually start causing us problems because everything that we experience stores in our cells. Our cells are major libraries of everything that we have ever seen and thought and felt and touched and tasted. And so it can start resulting not only in physical problems, but emotional problems. And so in these situations, a lot of times when we feel helpless, we can donate money to those who are, boots on the ground helping out. We can donate our time. I remember I did that after Hurricane Katrina. I was just so horrified that I got myself down to Mississippi and helped with the animal relief efforts. Or maybe we help with resources. We send supplies, or we just try to help out in ways that we can. And so we feel like we're contributing to a solution and to the healing, and that helps us feel better. But if you're not in a position to do that, one area where I like to turn to is my oils. I like to turn to my oils, and I'm always carrying them with me. I'm here in Alaska, and I'm actually taping this at 8:30 in the morning, and it is still pitch black outside. So I want to talk about how the oils can help, because essential oils can either sedate or stimulate your nervous system. And when you smell an essential oil, it actually goes through the olfactory system, which is full of tiny little hairs that grab the oils and start action through electrical signals that then travel to the limbic region of the brain, which is where we store emotions and behavior and motivation and memory and learning. So smelling oils starts to trigger changes in our brain chemistry, and it can actually start changing the brain architecture and neural pathways. So based on the type of essential oil you choose, certain essential oils will do certain things, but at the same point, everyone responds differently. I know people who smell lavender and they're very calm. And I know people who smell lavender and it really ramps them up with energy. So, a lot of our oil work is based on our intentions and our expectations. So I always recommend that whenever you're using an oil, you set an intention of how you want to respond with this oil. And so when we do this, this can actually stimulate physiological responses in the nervous system, in the endocrine system, and in the immune system. When we smell an essential oil, it can affect our heart rate, our blood pressure, our breathing, our brainwave activity, and it can actually release hormones into the body that can be very soothing and very healing. Smelling an essential oil can normalize our hormones and our response in our nervous system. Smelling an oil can help our body and our brain rest and recharge and heal and rejuvenate. And when it comes to emotions of feeling helpless or feeling shock or or just being traumatized by what is happening in your life or in other people's lives, you can start to use these oils to move out those emotions, and then you'll start making better decisions in life. Now, this isn't going to work with oils that are contaminated or adulterated. So you really want to work with a truly pure therapeutic grade essential oil. So I use Young Living. And so I want to talk to you about the oils that I like to use. So we have, and I actually don't have them here with me, but we have 3 blends that are specifically blended for a frequency to give you a result. One of them is called Trauma Life. Trauma Life, by its name, is really going to help you with traumatic response that you subconsciously have. Smelling this oil, it's a beautiful smelling oil. And the more you smell it, the more it is going to work in your olfactory system and in the limbic region of your brain to process and handle traumatic situations. We also have an oil blend called Release. Release is really good for releasing emotions like anger. Because a lot of times we get angry. Like, I truly do not understand why California keeps going through all of these traumatic situations. What is it about California? I mean, does Mother Nature not want California to exist? It's so bizarre. Why is this happening? So I like to use Release by smelling it, but also applying it over my liver, because liver is where we store anger. And I don't want to be angry about stuff. I want to be solution-based, not venting and not angry. And then another oil is Forgiveness, because, and I don't know if this happens with you, but with me, if I'm not jumping into the fray and rolling up my sleeves and helping with a solution, I feel guilty. I really do. So I use the Forgiveness oil knowing that I can't do everything. I'm just one of those people where it's like, if I want to get it done, I'm going to get it done. And so sometimes I just have to forgive myself. And so the Forgiveness oil is really good. And sometimes we need to forgive other people, because if a traumatic situation where you feel helpless was caused by a person, like a mass shooting or something like that, holding on to that anger is not good. Now let me talk about some more generic oils. Lavender. So lavender is an amazing oil because it actually calms the nervous system when it goes into overdrive. And, I just like to put a drop in my hands and smell it. And it is instantly in the limbic region of the brain, where we store emotion and behavior and motivation and memory and learning. So that is a great way to calm your nervous system. Another great oil, boy, I'm going to layer these on at this moment. Another great oil is frankincense. So frankincense, energetically, come on, Frank. There we go. Oh my gosh, I got like 3 drops. Frankincense at the energy level works on our lung meridian, which is where we store grief. And so how I like to explain grief is, if you've ever had a good cry where you literally and physically cannot catch your breath, you're like, like that, that's because of grief in the lungs, and we've got to pull it out. Otherwise, you can end up with physical lung issues. So whenever people are struggling with any sort of lung disorder, they're having trouble breathing, I always ask them, what grief have you not processed? And then the light bulb goes off in their eyes and I can see it. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're right. Frankincense. That is a beautiful oil. And then when it comes to really getting the anger out and boosting your mood, because us who are outside of these traumatic situations, us being upset and depressed and anxious and sad, that doesn't help. We need to feel as good as we can because our energy goes out in the world and combines with others. So let's send some really good energy, and your citrus oils, your fruity oils are going to do that. So, I actually have orange oil with me. Orange is great. Bergamot, oh my gosh. Bergamot is just one of those I can do it all oils. If you've never used bergamot, you have got to try it. But orange, that is so good. That is so good. See how it boosted my mood instantly? My gosh. We all need to be snorting and sucking down orange oil more often than not. And then 2 other oils, valerian and vetiver, are amazing for helplessness, emotional trauma, shock, and then the mental exhaustion that comes with it. Oh my gosh, those 2 oils are amazing. So I just wanted to share this video because I know I'm not alone. I've been having a lot of conversations with people. I'm actually here in Alaska at a child protection conference teaching on animal abuse issues. And so I've been having a lot of conversations because these amazing child protection workers, they see trauma every day. And I've been talking to them and sharing the oils with them, and we got to talking about the California wildfires, and up here they feel helpless about it. So I hope this helps you, and if you have any questions, post a comment below, and I'm super happy to help out.